Hi, this is Jeff Riddle, Grower Relations Manager with Purdue Agribusiness. Today we're in Wake Forest, North Carolina, doing a follow-up visit to a grower's field. We're looking today at an area that I'd spotted on our last field visit, some development of Sclerotinia. So we're back in the same area to see if that Sclerotinia has advanced or if it's stayed isolated to one area. So we've come across a plant here that I'll show you in just a minute. There's sort of 2 times a year that Sclerotinia can impact this crop. Typically in the fall or winter, if we have a lot of wet weather, what happens at that time of year, if a sclerotia, which looks like little black pebbles, are in the soil, present in the soil, and if you've grown soybeans for several years on a field, that's how they build up in the soil. And a dead leaf or senesced leaf that's attached to the crown, senesced rapeseed leaf, touches that in wet conditions and warm weather, the fungus can hatch out on the back of that infected leaf and then come into the crown. And the sign of it will be a dead leaf, and then it looks like white shaved cream or white plaster around the base of the plant. And what happens eventually, that fungus moves into the base of the crown, infects the whole plant, and then it interrupts the upflow of nutrients to the top of the crown and the plant eventually dies off. The second time of year that this can impact you is when you're about 15 to 20% flower. At that time of year, those sclerotia hatch out into little mushrooms and release spores into the air. And then the first formed flowers, as they start dying off, those petals from those flowers typically fall onto the lower canopy, and if it traps one of those spores on it, it can infect that leaf and the infection comes into the stem and it looks like a white band around the stem. The infection we're going to look at here is a sample of the one that occurs in the fall or the winter. If you look in this area in the field, one way to spot it, you'll see a bunch of dead leaf material, and you can see in this case there's the dead leaf material. You can see here where the infection came, where the dead leaf was attacked, came in contact with the sclerotia in the soil and moved up that dead leaf to where the crown is. And if you look at the base of this crown, you can see this little white infection where my finger's pointing. If it's a newer infection, it looks like shave cream. If it's older, it'll look like more like white plaster. And that infection will spread through the base of the crown, interfering with the uptake of nutrient, and eventually this plant will die. The good news is, looking at around here, the plant surrounding that infection is not on the surrounding plants. So this appears to be an isolated case, but this would be something that you want to flag in your field and check to make sure it's not spreading and turns into patching. If you get to the point of patching, then it starts taking out your overall yield. But that's sort of what we look for at this time of year when we're scouting the crop for white mold. Thank you.